Have you ever wondered why sometimes your world feels alive, vibrant, and flowing, and other times it seems like the very life is being sucked out of you? Here's a truth many people overlook. There's a reality that exists beyond what you can touch or see. It's a vibrational reality, a dimension woven from pure energy where your desires, dreams, and intentions already exist, waiting to come into physical form. And convincing you that this vibrational reality is real shouldn't be so hard, because your own emotions are like a personal compass, pointing out the gap between the physical world you're living and the energetic reality that's yours to claim. Pause for a moment and try this. Focus your mind on something you deeply appreciate. Hold that thought, breathe it in fully, and notice how it feels. Now shift your focus to something you've been complaining about, condemning, or resenting. Feel the stark contrast, how the second thought drains your energy while the first fills you with life. This difference, it's proof that two aspects of you exist, one aligned with your higher self, the other tangled in resistance. Once you truly understand that your emotions are indicators of your vibrational relationship with this higher part of you, you unlock a doorway. You can begin to lean forward, or better yet, feel forward into the vortex of creation. But what exactly is this vortex everyone talks about? And why does it feel so mystical, even magical? Let's talk about the vortex. And no, it's not just some new age buzzword or another feel-good concept people throw around on social media. Think of the vortex as your personal vault, filled with everything you've ever asked for. Your desires, your intentions, your secret hopes, they're all swirling there, waiting to be delivered into your life. The problem, most people dip into the vortex for a moment, maybe during a meditation or when something joyful surprises them, and then snap right back out into their daily patterns of worry, frustration, or doubt. We see it all the time. You spend 10 or 15 minutes in meditation, feeling blissful and calm. You're in the vortex. Your resistance has eased. But then you step into your day and the old complaints start rolling. Before you know it, you're practicing the out of the vortex vibration again. Here's the real art of alignment. Get as close as you can to the vortex, as often as possible. Because if you keep getting close enough, regularly enough, eventually the vortex will sweep you in. And once you're inside more consistently, a new reality begins to unfold. Your resistance fades, and by the powerful laws of the universe, everything you've been asking for, all those desires you've stacked up over the years, must start to appear in your physical world. But here's something critical to understand. Not everyone around you can see what you're manifesting. Ever noticed how you can feel amazing while someone else feels miserable, even though you're both looking at the same street, under the same sky, on the same day? It's because there are as many worlds swirling around us as there are moods and perspectives. So how do you find your way into the vortex, especially when the world outside seems chaotic? Here's a simple, powerful key. Focus on ease and flow. Esther, for example, once sat in meditation and simply repeated the words ease and flow over and over for 15 minutes. She breathed those words until she felt them become part of her being. And when she opened her eyes, her day transformed. She experienced more productivity, more joy, and less struggle than she'd felt in a long, long time. Here's why. She tapped into the leverage of the vortex. She let go of trying to wrestle problems into submission. She allowed herself to feel good first and then watched her world rearrange to match that vibration. When you make feeling good your priority, instead of trying to fix every flaw you see in your world, you unlock a superpower. You've already put enough desires into your vortex to keep you busy for 20 or 30 lifetimes. Now all that's left is to stop keeping yourself out of the vortex. Think about this. Law of attraction, or as we love to call it, the law of rendezvous, is always bringing you people, situations, and events that match your dominant vibration. If you've got argumentative people in your life, that's the law showing you where your own vibration stands. If people keep taking advantage of you, there's something active in your vibration that matches that experience. It's not about blame. It's about becoming aware so you can finally shift your point of attraction. So let's get practical. How do you train your vibration so you stay in the vortex more of the time? First, let's clear up a common trap. Affirmations do not work when you're outside the vortex. Have you ever tried repeating positive statements when you're feeling low? It's like pouring salt into a wound. You affirm achieving success is my natural birthright. But if you're vibrating in doubt, those words feel hollow, sometimes even irritating. It's like your mind argues, yeah, right, if that's true, why isn't it happening yet? Instead, the real power comes when you affirm from inside the vortex. When you're already feeling good, connected, and inspired, affirmations reinforce your vibration. They become fuel for your alignment. So, how do you get into the vortex in the first place? Meditate. Listen to music that lights you up. Sit by a lake and feel the breeze. Pet your cat. Reach for thoughts that feel a little better than where you are now. Once you're inside the vortex, then think about your desires. Then read those affirmations. And there's a fun way to make it even easier. Play what we call the alphabet game. Start with the letter A and pick a word that feels good to you, like appreciation. Hold that feeling. Then choose a word for B, maybe bask. Keep going through the alphabet with words that light you up. Esther discovered that prefacing her words with I feel magnified the effect. I feel abundant. I feel blissful. I feel divine. This simple game is how you train your vibration and your point of attraction into the frequency of everything you desire. And here's the magic. Once you become practiced at finding your way into the vortex and staying there, life becomes astonishingly beautiful. Opportunities show up. People appear who are easy to love. Circumstances unfold with perfect timing, and you discover the true secret. You don't need the world to change before you can feel good. Instead, you feel good first, and then the world changes around you. Because unconditional love, unconditional joy, and unconditional abundance are not just concepts. They're the way your source sees everything, and they're waiting for you in the vortex. So the next time life feels heavy, remember this one mission. Feel your way into the vortex. Not because you're desperate for your stuff to show up, but because it simply feels good to be there. And from that place, you become the deliberate creator of your reality, and everything you've ever wanted can finally flow into your experience. Now we want to take this even further, because once you show yourself that you can feel better unconditionally, that you can find the vortex no matter what, that's when true freedom begins. Imagine moving through your day and knowing that no circumstance, no person, no past memory has the power to yank you from your alignment. Imagine realizing that nothing outside you has to change for you to be in love with life. When you become one who's practiced enough to pivot quickly, you start to feel like the whole world is your playground. You start to see that everyone around you is playing their part perfectly, even those who seem to be your obstacles. You realize they're simply reflecting back the vibrations you've been offering, sometimes from old patterns, sometimes from new clarity. And instead of getting upset, you say, oh, thank you for showing me where my vibration is. Thank you for being the indicator that I'm still practicing some old out of the vortex thought. And thank you also for giving me the chance to pivot. Because life isn't about controlling conditions, it's about tuning your frequency. It's about caring so much about how you feel that you're willing to pause a conversation, take a breath, meditate, listen to music, look out the window, do anything to reconnect with who you really are. When you live like that, you begin to feel invincible. Not because nothing ever goes wrong, but because you know that even if it does, it's temporary and it's moldable and it's only reflecting an old vibration that you're in the process of shifting. This is how true deliberate creation begins. Not by forcing conditions to change, but by tuning yourself into the feeling of alignment over and over until it becomes your dominant vibration, and then the world begins to reflect that vibration back to you in ways that will absolutely thrill you. And here's something even more delicious. Once you practice your way into the vortex often enough, momentum takes over. That's the thing we really want you to hear. You don't have to get all the way from frustration to ecstasy in a single leap. Just reach for a slightly better feeling thought, and then another, and then another. And before you know it, the vortex pulls you in because your momentum has shifted. Momentum is the engine of this universe. Thoughts think themselves once they get rolling. Emotions carry you downstream if you allow them. So the real secret to all of this is to stop trying so hard to solve everything with your mind, and instead let your vibration do the heavy lifting. Your inner being, the larger part of you, is flowing ease, clarity, love, worthiness, abundance, joy. Your job is to practice enough relief and enough allowing that you can ride that river instead of paddling upstream against it. And that's when the magic happens. Synchronicities unfold that you couldn't have planned if you tried. People show up at just the right time. Opportunities appear out of nowhere. Ideas light up in your mind that feel inspired, clear, and fun. Life begins to feel like an unfolding treasure hunt where every clue is leading you toward more of who you are. So we want you to remember, it's not about controlling the world. It's about tuning your vibration. It's not about earning worthiness. It's about claiming the worthiness that's already yours. It's not about chasing manifestations. It's about loving the feeling of alignment. And from that alignment, all things come. So as you leave here today, we want you to carry one powerful mantra. I'm going to care more about how I feel than about anything else. And in that caring, I'm going to let everything I want come to me in perfect timing with perfect ease. That's how you become the deliberate creator you came here to be. That's how you live the art of allowing. And that's how you make this beautiful life the joyful, ever-expanding adventure it was always meant to be.